And welcome back. We're moving into our final segment for today, and we have been joined by three kind of cold young people to talk about the Belize City Primary School History and Social Studies competition. We have our winners, and we also have the project support officer from the Downtown Rejuvenation project, Chelsea Evelyn. Welcome. And we have our first place winner from St. Ignatius Primary School, Holy Redeemer. Holy Redeemer, Dwight Gillett. We have our second place winner from St. Ignatius, Tyrone, Mckoy. And we have our third place winner from Bernice, Yorke Primary School, Essence Anderson. Good morning, and welcome to the show. Now, let's start, Chelsea, just talking a little bit about the competition itself. How did the competition come about?
Well, it came about due to the project. This is the third year that we had it. It's based on getting the students to know about the culture, history of Belize, since the project is the Belize City House of Culture and Downtown Rejuvenation project. So we focus on culture and history and rejuvenating downtown, and we thought a good way to do that was having the students do it in a form of a competition. So they get about 310 questions based on history to study, and it dates back to the 1700s. So they get to know about their history, and then the competition. This year we had it live on Love FM, so a wider audience gets to know about some of the questions, know the answers. We have the audience, they bring their school companions. So it's a way of getting that knowledge about Belize's history out there.
310 questions seems to be quite a load for any student wanting to learn about Belize. Talk to us about perhaps your preparation for this competition, Dwight.
At the beginning, I studied really hard, like day to day, non-stop. And sometimes I would fall asleep on my couch to study. But then when I sooner got better in the questions and answers, then I started to slow down a little bit. And that's when I got more comfortable with it.
Why did you decide that, and for all of you, why did you all decide that you wanted to enter the competition?
Well, I wanted to enter so I can learn more about Belize's history and why we live this way. And my grandma likes to talk a lot about Belize history.
So you wanted to see she was telling the truth?
Yes, sir.
Dwight, why did you decide to enter?
Because I really like the experience. And the thought in my head that when I grow up, that if I have kids, and then they ask me, Dad, what is this, and I just have the answer for it.
Nice. And Tyrone?
I like history, and I wanted to know more about Belize's ancestors and how we came about to be.
Now, when you look at Belize City, do you all now walk around Belize City knowing a little bit more? What's your favorite, for each of you, what's your favorite part of Belize City and why? After the competition, you don't have a favorite? No? You like all of it?
Yes, sir.
What's one point that you remember most now about Belize City that you didn't know before?
That the Church of England was established in 1777.
Okay. The USN?
That Belize was first lit by electricity in April 28, 1906.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either. History lesson
The
for us.
battlefield park was a location for political activism and work.
See, so maybe that's the one that you remember the most.
And there's one thing also that almost every structure got burned down.
Yeah, we've had a lot of
Fires.
destruction due to
Fires.
Yeah.
right? As much as hurricanes?
No, really.
Wow.
Does
Now-
this experience give you guys a new appreciation for Belize City?
Kind of does, because it's amazing that how we did all of this and then to get a city that is now what we have, and yeah.
Is there any information about cemeteries? Did you all have to study? What do you know about cemeteries?
That a man named Gustav von Olafen was assigned to build a vault in the burial site.
Yeah.
In the Yarbrough.
Anything else?
The Yarbrough Cemetery was consecrated on April 1826.
The Yarbrough Cemetery is named after James Dundas Yarbrough.
They're on point.
So let me see. You all really know this information, right? Let me
Anything about
see.
St. John's Cathedral
Yes.
while William Kings?
It was established in 1812, I think. It was built by slaves, and the sad thing about it that the slaves were never allowed to go inside the church.
Wow.
How long did it take to be built?
I'm not sure, like 20 years. The time period of that. 14.
Good. How does this kind of activity? I know it's geared towards primary school students being able to participate, but how does this translate to adults, for instance? Those of us who take for granted what the history of Belize City is, since it's about the Rejuvenation project.
Well, like how you guys are getting schooled by some primary school students, the same goes when they go home, they have to study, so they probably study with a parent, an older cousin, an older sister, so that information gets to spread throughout the family. Then they're at school, and I'm sure when their classmates help them study, they go home and, oh, mommy, you know this happened, you know the government house was built in 1814, so the knowledge gets, well, I won't say common, but see, they know the dates by heart, so when they're passing, maybe they say, oh, this building was burnt down, it was built by so-and-so. And having it live on Love FM, I'm sure people tune in and, oh, you know, so they're hearing the questions and the answers and, oh, I didn't know that. And maybe that gives them the urge to want to go and research more, read more, find out more about Belize's history.
What class are you in?
Standard 5.
And you?
Standard 5.
Standard 5.
So it was all Standard 5 students?
Standard 5 students. We try to distribute the questions, the ending of the school year while they're in Standard 4, so when they get into Standard 5, they had the whole summer to study, so that.
Interesting.
And what Chelsea said, how involved was it in terms of the family support? Because I'm sure you don't, there are a lot of times you probably want to give up, but your family, what has that support been like for you in terms of your family getting involved?
My mom and my dad are the ones that always rooted me for competitions, because I already been in a spelling bee one. And since then, my mom always pushed me to do this, do that. And
You like competitions?
yeah, but I don't think I want to do it anymore now.
Early retirement.
Why not?
Because when I go in Standard 6, I want to get ready for PSC.
Yeah, I figured as much. Essence, what was your family like in terms of preparing for the competition?
Well, my dad, he always told me to keep calm, like when I'm on the stage, so I can listen to the questions and remember the answers. And my mom would always force me to study. My aunt, she will always say she's gonna make big banners and bring drums and everything at the competition.
So that was motivation for you?
Yes, sir.
Did your aunt deliver?
Yes, sir.
And Tyrone, what was your family like?
My mother would be the one to tell me to study, and then she would ask the questions. Then my father, he would be my competitor if I had to answer them faster than him. In the end, he was happy, and he gave me my respect.
So you won. You beat your dad?
Yes, sir.
You earned his respect.
I like that.
Nice.
And your class, what was the support like from your classmates?
My classmates really supported me. They always rooted for me and said, "What, you got this, man. Don't worry about the other one." I say, already I'm the best.
Well, this boy, he always said to go let me study whenever like I want to play a game. He said, "Go study, woman." and then he always say, "You clap those schools real good," or something like that, to support me.
And Tyrone?
My friends, when break time and recess and so lunch, they would always help me study. There would be like 2 of them each day. They would ask me one question and the other one asked the next, and we got the whole page done.
So you walk around with your list of questions, all 300?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time.
That's a heavy load.
Yeah. In terms of Belize City, did you also, you did buildings and dates, or and people as well?
Yeah, the competition had 6 categories. You had people and catastrophe, government and historic buildings, school and dates, I think 3 more. Culture and general history, and I said people and catastrophe already.
Yeah.
There was 6 categories, so they get to choose which category. So the questions, they all had different topics. So
what are the prizes? What did you guys win as a result of this competition?
Dwight seems happy about that. He's now in retirement, so what did you win?
well, first place, Dwight got a laptop, a desktop printer, and a tab 3, and then second place got a laptop and a printer. Third place also got a laptop and a printer, but the school also received prizes. First place they got a desktop, printer, a backup system, and then they got 1 year the Office 365 on the computers. The 3 schools will receive those prizes. And then fourth place, they received a tablet courtesy of BTL and $400 gift certificate to Angelus. Fifth place, a tablet and $300, and then 6 a tablet, 200, and then 7 and 8 received a tablet and $100 gift certificate.
What was the most memorable moment for each of you in the competition?
When I got triple point questions that gave me a lead.
What was your triple point question?
I'm not sure if I remember but most of them are really straightforward. Like they have this one. It said, "What is the point of this? What is this poster attempting to do?" And it says, "Save our corals, leave them untouched, don't walk on them." So then it was obviously the answer was D, because it said help to protect and preserve a natural resource. Most of them are pretty straightforward.
Essence?
It was a 300-point question. My one was, where were the Mayans history kept? And it was obviously D, the Museum of Belize.
And Tyrone?
Triple point question. Mine was, which timeline shows the 3rd ethnic group to arrive in Belize? Very straightforward.
Which was the 3rd ethnic group to arrive in Belize?
The Garinago.
All right.
So,
History lesson for us, William.
should we, all right, we should have a competition and you all give us the questions. You think?
Yep.
All right, so let's go. We'll play one. We're not prepared for this, all right? So, give us a question, Dwight.
I'll give you a hard one.
Let's see if we can answer it.
Okay. What is one of the declarations stated in Article 6 for the Anglo-Guatemalan Treaty?
Next question. Right?
Isn't there a game show that says you think you're smarter than us?
That's not advice, student. Let's be nice to us, Evelyn.
When was the Supreme Court burnt down?
The courthouse.
In the 1800s somewhere?
Close.
Close.
You said 1900?
1917, somewhere around there.
Really close.
It was what, 1920?
1918.
1918.
Close.
All right. And we have come back to you. I'm still looking for your question, Dwight. Tyrone, give us a question.
I'll give you a medium one. When was the original structure of the Holy Redeemer Cathedral built?
That's medium? I don't even want to know the difficult one.
Let me see. The medium structure?
The original structure.
The original structure.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the 1800s.
I figured it had to be somewhere there. I'll go for 1854.
Close.
Okay. High or low?
Lower.
Lower. Okay. 1848. That's my last bet.
Too low.
1850.
Close.
1851.
Closer.
1852.
Yeah.
There we go.
And come back to you now, Mr. Dwight, who quite embarrassed us waiting for TV. So your question again?
What is one of the declarations stated in Article 6 of the Anglo-Guatemalan Treaty?
Tell us.
I think we need
Boundary channels equally free and open to vessels of both Belize and Guatemala.
Wow. All right. Well, you see, we've been schooled. But you all have an advantage, right? You all knew the questions, right? And the answers, right? But good job. Congratulations. What will you all remember about this experience? Not this TV one that you made us look bad, but the whole experience.
Studying, being on stage, being announced that you've won.
When I'm in my room and then I have all these things surrounding me, I said I won this on the competition.
All right. Essence?
It's when I won and I saw myself on news.
And for you, Tyrone?
This competition is about knowledge, skill, and a little bit of luck. It is anybody's game.
I like that. I like that. Well, we had no luck today.
A little bit of knowledge.
Well, Chelsea, so this is an undertaking that, again, you go on for next year?
Well, we're hoping to have Niche take it over because our project ends next year. So without the project, we can't execute the competition. So we're hoping that our partner Niche, they will take it over, maybe the Ministry of Education, to keep it going because the students love it and then everybody gets to learn about the history of Belize, and I think that's important.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us this morning. Share one more bit of information. I don't know if I'm being a sucker for punishment, but not test us, but one other thing that you learned that you know would be interesting to people, you think?
That there's a linking to history because the Supreme Court was established in 1819, but the courthouse was burned down in 1918,
Okay.
and both of them is in the judiciary branch, and it just switched the dates and switched the years.
All right. Essence, what do you want to share? One thing you want people to remember?
That DNA Fairweather was the superintendent for the radio station.
All right. And Tyrone?
Colonel Thomas Barrow came to prepare the settlement for the attack, for the Spanish attack. He could also be related to Honorable Prime Minister Dean Barrow.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. All right, and we'll start a competition on Friday mornings. I don't know if I want Dwight to be the quiz master, but we'll split it among all three of you, all right?
And I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, BTB, Angelus Press, GSCOM, Premier Charters and Tours, BTL, and Niche.
All right. Thank you, too, for joining us, Chelsea. So, Dwight, Essence, and Tyrone, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take our fourth and final break, and when we come back, it'll be for our wrap. Don't go anywhere. Open Your Eyes concludes after these messages.